Hey guys, Brian from Boas here. Well, 2024 has been quite the breeding season. Definitely a record season for me. And we've come to the end, the last litter of 2024, and I think it's a great one. So this is a Suriname true red-tailed boa litter I'm going to look at. I'm going to take the mother out, check out the babies, see what we have, clean up the mother, and get her cage nice and fresh. But I'm really excited about this litter. This is a second time pairing for my female. She's a LaFleur bloodline. I call her my dwarf BCC because she's only about 5 feet long, even though she's now about 10 years old. And I paired her up with a new male. He is what I call, the male I call Mr. Pink, who's definitely a fan favorite. Really nice True to Hope Florida Red Tails bloodline male. First time breeding for him. So I'm excited to see what the babies look like. So let's take a quick look at the babies. It's morning now, and I think this litter dropped during the night. Just you can see the female right there, and she's moving around quite a bit. And I believe the babies are in the hide that you can see in the back there. She doesn't seem to be interested in the babies. So what I'm going to do, I'm carefully going to remove her, put her in a nice warm bath, get her cleaned up, and we'll check out the babies. Okay, she's soaking now in that nice warm bath. We'll get her cleaned up. As you can see, it looks like there's a stillborn baby sticking out of the side there. It's a bit concerning. But let's take a look, see what's under the hide here. Oh yeah, that is a nice sight. See quite a few little baby Suriname red tails. I don't see any slugs. You can see some of the goo is still there. They're still kind of wet and dripping. They were probably born just a few hours ago. Really nice sight, really nice way to close out the 2024 breeding season. There's a close-up of the babies. These guys look like they have like really thin pinch saddles, kind of like the Florida Red Tail's father. Really nice looking babies at first glance. I'd say it's not a huge litter, not a tiny litter, maybe, I don't know, 8 or 9 babies, plus the stillborn. But we'll have to get them out, take a closer look, and do the official count. So I'm going to go ahead, take them out now, move them to a separate tub, and take a closer look at them. I got the babies out, but first I wanted to show you the one stillborn. And these stillborns just happen sometimes in, every other or every third litter you might get a stillborn. Sometimes they look completely perfect and there's really nothing that you can do, unfortunately. This one looks slightly abnormal. This one looks like the tail is slightly kinked and the head is slightly misformed, kind of domed. Let me just do a quick close-up. Hopefully you can see what I'm talking about. The head is a little bit misshapen and the tail is a little bit kinked there. So this one, maybe just the position it was in the uterus maybe led to that kinking. And sometimes these abnormalities just happen. Development is a very complicated process when you're talking about a multicellular organism like a boa. So we're lucky that it goes smoothly so much of the time. But just wanted to show you guys this animal in case you might see something like this in the future in your own experience. So let's now look at the live boas. Here are the live babies, and there are 9 of them. And they're just beautiful, beautiful looking animals. Look at those tails, look at the contrast, look at the saddles, look at the inter-saddle markings. These guys look like they have it all. Just a gorgeous litter, which isn't surprising since both of the parents are such nice looking animals. Look how bright those colors are. And of course these guys are just born, they haven't shed yet. So they'll look even better in about a week and a half after they shed. Really, really nice looking animals. These guys were born just this morning. It's Friday, I think the 22nd of August. Her due date, based on 105 days after the post-ovulation shed, was the 12th of August, so this is 115 days after the post-ovulation shed, which isn't that unusual for true red tails, since they frequently go a week or two longer than would be predicted. And I've been checking on the mother quite a bit over the last week and a half, anticipating this litter. The babies look great, really nice size to them, nice hefty babies. Some of them have kind of a swollen belly, which I see sometimes. Sometimes you see that when the babies are a little bit early, premature. I'm fairly confident these guys are not premature based on their size and appearance, and the fact of how long it's been. But these guys look really great, and really nice way to close out the 2024 breeding season. You can see my mind is still stuck about 10 years ago. Wow, look at that tail on that one. I always like to look and see if I can identify one or two that are just standouts from the beginning. And these guys are all so nice, I don't really identify any of them. They're just all really nice looking boas. I think my boas in general, and my Surinams especially, are just getting nicer and nicer every year as I take my projects into multiple generations and add new bloodlines, like this one for example. These guys are not related to any of my main two bloodlines, the Picasso or Prometheus bloodline. Again, this is a Lafleur female crossed with a Tudor Hope Florida Red Tails male, known as Mr. Pink. It's been a few hours and I just came to change the paper towels. Figured I'd get a little bit more footage of them, and this is really an exceptional litter. They're just really top-notch animals here. Real high contrast between the light body color and the beautiful deep red tails. And these animals also have really nice saddles and really nice intersaddle markings, and they're just a really nice way to end 2024 breeding season. Looking closely, they're all really nice. A couple do stand out though. Let me get some close-ups. This one caught my eye. Just really nice symmetrical saddles, and check out those markings between the saddles. Really nice. There's a close-up of the intersaddle markings, and it's always something I look for. It's kind of the extra that maybe not too many people think about. But this one, you can see there's kind of like 5 little dots. They're shaped in a very particular pattern, and I always like to see that in the boas. It's just a really nice extra thing, in addition to the saddles and the contrast and the color and the tail, of course. And the rest are all so nice. There's not even really one that I can single out. They're just such a great litter. Just take a look at that. Look at those tails. I'll definitely have to update you guys once these guys shed and they're getting ready for new homes. Real nice litter. So we saw the mother and babies. I wanted to show you guys the father real quick, because this is his first time litter. This is the famous Mr. Pink. He's a favorite of the viewers of the channel based on your comments. Really cool animal. And this guy, I wasn't planning on getting this guy. I just happened to acquire him because somebody needed to find a home for their boa. And this was about 2 years ago I got this guy. He's a 2019 baby. He's a Florida Red Tails crossed with Tudor Hope, produced by Rob Tudor Hope. So I was happy to have a new bloodline in my collection. When I got him, he was about 3 years old, and he was a little on the small side. As you can see, he's still kind of on the small side. I'd say he's maybe 5 feet long. For whatever reason, he just doesn't feed all that much. I mean, he eats enough, but he's not as voracious of a feeder as most of my other Surinams who just want to eat and eat and eat. This guy, you know, about every third feeding, he's just not interested. So he eats about once every 3 to 4 weeks. But, you know, he looks okay other than that. I mean, he's a little small, but as I mentioned, the mother of this litter is also kind of small. She's about 5 feet at 10 years old. And so these guys just might be on the small side genetically as well. So, interesting. We'll have to see how the babies develop and if they develop into smaller animals. I certainly would expect that they're not going to get that big, maybe in the 5 to 6 foot range. But I know some people want to get a true red tail, but they don't want a huge snake. And if you're in that category, these animals would be a great pick. In fact, I still have 2 males from 2 years ago. They're 2022 babies available now from the same mother, different father. But those are also really great animals if you're looking for a Suriname that's not going to get that big. And so I named this guy Mr. Pink because of his coloration, and he looks quite a bit different from my other bloodlines of Surinames. So it's great to have that variability in the collection. And if you saw the July-August issue of Reptiles magazine, this guy was pictured in my article that I wrote called The Ultimate Constrictor. So you can check that out online. If you missed out on that issue, you can still get it electronically at Reptiles magazine just by subscribing electronically. This guy and a lot of my other really nice red tails are illustrated in that article. So this is the end of my most productive breeding season yet. I think this is like my 15th or 16th litter. A lot of babies, as you can tell from my absence on YouTube lately, or my very few videos I put out. I've been super busy caring for all these babies, getting them established, getting them feeding, keeping records on all of them, and photographing them. Slowly but surely, I'm getting up to speed. And at this point, basically all of my babies, other than these new Surinames, have eaten. And I just need to finish sexing some of the litters and get pictures. And I probably got about 100 baby boas I need to photograph. So it's a pretty big chore. I thought about just offering baby boas with no photos, as many breeders do. And you know, in fact, in many of my boas, like my Cocker Keys, the babies all look very similar. But people always want to see photos, and I understand that from your perspective as a new boa buyer. You want to see exactly what boa you're getting. But bear with me, it's going to probably take me another few weeks to get the rest of the boas sexed and photographed and ready for sale. Some of you guys have already pre-ordered. Rest assured, I'll get your boa out to you as soon as I can. Some of you guys have ordered a boa that's ready to go, but I can't ship because it's so hot, and a lot of the country is still too hot to ship the last few weeks. So if it's above about 90 degrees as the high on your end or my end, I can't ship. It's just too much of a danger. So bear with me. By mid-September, the temperatures should start to moderate and I'll be able to ship freely again. But anyway, I have lots of great boas available. If you have something in mind, feel free to shoot me a line. Even if I don't have the boas up for sale yet, I can give you updates and tell you what I'm thinking. You know, lots of rare locality boas that aren't available that often are available now, or they're going to be available soon. And a lot of really cool morph boas as well. I've never had so many great boas as I do now. It's almost insane how many nice boas I have. It's like boa heaven here right now, both from the morph and locality side. So chances are pretty good I have your dream boa available now. It's a great time to buy as well, which is actually the topic of a future video, how the boa market is doing. But as you know, it's a buyer's market right now, so great time to buy boas. But I'll talk about that some other day. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed looking at these baby boas. My last litter of 2016, great way. 2016. I keep thinking it's 2016, 2024. Maybe because some of my breeders were born in 2016. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Best season ever, 2024. Thanks for watching and enjoy your boas.